Welcome to the National Bowl, the SCFA Playoff semifinal between the Ventura College Pirates and the number one team in the state of California, the Riverside Community College Tigers. Welcome to the mini pregame report. Dan Gadino and Chris Sylvester here with you. Nick Rice will join us. He is the play-by-play man for RCC. He'll join us as we approach kickoff here. Danny, the regular season's over. Now it's about winning. Winning it all for RCC. An RCC team that last year took a second-round exit to the eventual Southern California champion Fullerton Hornets. Fullerton's out now. The winner of this game will take on Mount Sac.
That's right. But first of all, thanks for joining us. I know you just hit the road from your Mount Sac team, a team that's moving on to the semifinal against the winner here of tonight's matchup. We could very well be here next week. Yeah, you'll be in the other booth next to us. And but about this game, last week wasn't really a ball game Riverside could be judged by, because Riverside came in and they rested a lot of guys. They didn't use Isaac Whitney early on. Denzel Foster really wasn't used at all. But Nicholas King was, and Nicholas King didn't even have the best game. He didn't even do what he's known for doing last week, but the defense is so strong, so much depth on that side of the ball that, hey, they took care of business, and when it most counts in the fourth quarter is when they stepped up, caused a bunch of turnovers, and here we are tonight. Ventura College on the road against Riverside City College. Riverside actually is going for their 30th win here at home. I call that just a pure powerhouse here.
Absolute dominance for the RCC Tigers here at Wheelock Stadium. They like to call it the Jungle, Dan, and it's the Pirates of Ventura College, winners of the National Northern Conference. They finished 6-4 in the regular season, a dominant 5-1 run through conference play. But here's the thing that stands out to me, Danny. Versus Mount Sac and versus Fullerton, the two other playoff teams other than Riverside and Ventura themselves, an 0-2 record. This is a team that doesn't really have a signature win on their resume. They lost last week to Bakersfield to close out the regular season, and it's going to take a lot for them to pull the upset here on the road tonight.
It really is, and you hit on a bunch of points that make them the underdog for sure, and they're a heavy underdog at that. It's a team that's been stepping up of lately. They actually are averaging over 300 yards rushing, so the way I see them competing in this game is keeping that RCC offense off the field and just pounding that rock on the ground for sure.
Well, Ventura, they know how to play a bit of offense as well. They're averaging 33 points per game, but they're probably seeing one of the best defense they've seen all season long. RCC, Coach Kraft, he's in his fourth year here with the Tigers, and he's taken them to the second round before. I mean, winning playoff games in the first round, it's nothing new to Coach Kraft, but getting over that hurdle, not to look ahead, but potentially a rematch with Mount Sac next week if Riverside can get by a sneaky good Ventura ball club tonight.
Yeah, I like the fact that you brought up Coach Tom Kraft. In his fifth season, he's compiled a 49-6 record since 2010, but the elusive state title still out of his reach. And this year, it's probably his closest he'll get since his recent years.
Defensively, the Riverside Tigers, although they are one of the most stout defenses in junior college football, they have their work cut out for them. Mark Evans, he took over the starting quarterback job for Jalen Brady early on in the season before conference play started. That turned around the Pirates' entire season. You take a look at the number for the sophomore Mark Evans, a product of St. Bonaventure High School, and we know a lot about them coming out of the Pac-5 conference in high school football. You look at his number, 62% completion percentage, 11 touchdowns to just one interception. Riverside in the secondary, they've been lethal all year long. They've caused a plethora of turnovers, it seems, each and every game. How are they going to slow down a guy like Mark Evans, who has a pretty good running back, with him, and Aaron Stanton, the sneaky 5'8" sophomore?
Well, Riverside's going to do what they do best, and that's bring the heat. And they don't necessarily have to blitz linebackers. They do it with a front four that's just better than everyone in the state. Bottom line, it's that front four that's going to carry this defense and allow those defensive backs to come up on those interceptions like they usually do.
Both teams have taken the field, and we're just about set for kickoff here from the Jungle Wheelock Stadium at RCC. We'll send it to Nick Rice and Dan Gadino for the call next on Spreaker.com/National Sports.
Riverside City College has pulled off the improbable on a 7-game win streak following a dismal 2-1 start to measly non-league play to enter tonight's ball game at home with a win and you're in. A victory will propel the winner to the Southern California Junior College Championship game next weekend. Riverside City College at 9-1 on the year take on the winner of the National Southern Conference in the Ventura College Pirates next, only on the national sports radio station on Spreaker.com.
Well, this makeshift defense, Dan, has one final opportunity to make the stand and win the game. Cuthbert standing at his own 5. Shotgun snap, they rush 3. Looking to throw. They'll lose out of a sack. Pass rush coming. Wings it deep down the field, and the pass is intercepted. Picked off by Ray Ford for his second interception, 6th on the season. The game is over, Dan, by the skin on their teeth. The Tigers, led by their 4-interception-led defense, they seal the victory.
There aren't enough words that we could use to describe the Riverside defense, and they're right on schedule. That's exactly what we expected out of them in that last possession there.
It's a brand new season. The Tigers defense will be put to the test again.
Shorty fell in love with a hustler. Man, I took her from a bus. Niggas keep talking like they know something. I slide on your bitch like she owns something. Don't panic. We're just getting started, nigga, don't panic. Real niggas getting kited. Watch the fake niggas hide. But don't panic. We're just getting started, nigga, don't panic. But don't panic. We're just getting started, nigga, don't panic.
The Tigers and the Pirates from Arthur and Wheelock Stadium in Riverside with the Southern California Championship game on the line, only on Spreaker.com.
Well, if you can't get excited for this, then there's something absolutely wrong, as playoffs have officially begun. The red carpet is out, and the 2014 Junior College postseason is officially underway, and we already had kickoff, in fact, as the Tigers and the Pirates clash. Winner will face off against Mount Sac in the Southern California Championship game, along with the national sports broadcast crew, the fantastic pregame host, and Chris Sylvester. Dan Gadino live from Wheelock Stadium.
I can't wait for this one to get underway. It actually has, but RCC has got a difficult task on defense. Mark Evans leads the attack for the Pirates right now.
Well, Mark Evans will operate off a 4-wide set to begin the day. From the 35-yard line, we'll chuck it to the far side. Pass is caught for about a 5-yard pickup. Ventura, they go 6-4, including a 5-1 in conference play. They haven't looked half bad. They are the this version of Ventura, 5th in the history of the program that dates back about 100 years in scoring with 330 points this year. That offense has come to play in 2014.
They got a difficult task. It's a team that has been rushing over 300 yards since their bye week, but they've got to be able to match up with this number 1 defense in the state of California.
Well, Mark Evans has only thrown 1 interception this year. He takes on one of the top intercepting teams in the state of California. Second down handoff goes to the main back. That'll be Paul Harris, in fact. Aaron Stanton looks like he will indeed be out for tonight's ball game. He was the number 1 rusher for the football team and top 5 in the conference. He had 670 yards rushing this year, yet he will be out with an injury in today's ball game. In is the backup redshirt sophomore Paul Harris. He'll flank the quarterback 3rd and short here. Ventura needs about a yard to move the chains, operating out of the gun. Mark Evans changing plays at the line, Dan.
Yeah. He's looking over to his coach right now, and they're going to elect to call timeout. It shows how much pressure this RCC defense can apply, even when they're just standing there. It's an intimidating force that they carry with themselves.
Yeah, Riverside ranks in the top 5 in interceptions, up there in sacks as well, and many regard this to be the number 1 defense in Southern California. And the winner of this ball game will take on Mount Sac next week. Implications come aplenty in this ball game. Ventura not coming into today as the talented ball club. Riverside obviously has the edge on that, but they lead the state in turnover differential and have played very well.
They have, and tonight's, I would say their key is just keep Nicholas King and that RCC offense off the field. Well, they're off to a decent start off with 2 plays, close to a first down right here, Nick.
First down make is at the 45 of Ventura. Mark Evans operates off a 4-wide set. The backup Paul Harris carries, and he'll pick up a first down, but the ball's loose. Looks like Riverside hopped on top of it, and indeed they do. Recovered by the Tigers. Trayvon Watson with the recovery, and that'll be a turnover, Dan.
Trayvon Watson last week came up on a huge interception return for 38 yards to seal the deal against Citrus. Right there coming up with that fumble recovery. Now, Nicholas King, let's see what you got in the playoffs.
Jonah Moy with the forced fumble, and Johnny on the spot was a safety who only behind Ray Ford is up there as the number 1 team in interceptions. Now, very, very beneficial field position. The Tigers will set up shop at the 44 of Ventura. No score here from Arthur and Wheelock. 13:35 to go. A quick pass. Floats it near side. Caught Ryan Ramirez, who will squirm his way to around the 38. And the Tigers' first play gains about 6.
Interesting. Ryan Ramirez is in there. Christopher Anderson instead of Jonah. Our tight end,
Whitney.
Isaac Whitney and Denzel Foster.
Well, Denzel Foster suffered in the second half leg cramps and some other minor injuries. It was questionable whether not only Aaron Stanton for Ventura, but the starting halfback for Riverside, Denzel Foster, would be in. And currently he's not into the lineup. It'll be another play action. Pass to the far side. Caught by Darius Jeter. Still on his feet across the 30. And he's spun down at around the 28-yard line. That'll be yet another first down pickup, Dan, now near the red zone.
Michael Morin just doing a basic route to the outside to the flats. Quick pass, quick first down.
Well, Riverside is towards the bottom of the conference in passing, and they really haven't gotten a whole lot going with Nicholas King. Just a hair over 100 yards passing so far in the last month. Handoff goes to Christopher Anderson. He's out around the 20-yard line. No, still on his feet. He will refuse to go down for about an 8-yard pickup. You've looked at Christopher Anderson, just a freshman, has a lot of upside.
Yes, he does, and he has just as many touchdowns as Denzel Foster, their number 1 guy, with 4 touchdowns in the year so far, compared to Denzel's 5.
Yeah, Christopher Anderson was the starter during the midway point of the conference when Denzel Foster was out due to injury when we faced off against L.A. Harbor.
I wonder how much of that hamstring is affecting Denzel Foster, therefore Christopher Anderson is in.
He did suit up for tonight's ball game, just not out there. Christopher Anderson, another punishing carry out to around the 15. That'll be just a whisker short of the first down, make it 3rd and inches.
I get the feeling like Denzel Foster's in there, suited up, in case. An emergency backup, I would say. He's probably down in the depth chart at number 3 tonight.
Well, Riverside with no score is sitting in the red zone at the 16-yard line. 3rd down and inches, 11:38 to go from Arthur and Wheelock Stadium, a place where the Tigers haven't lost in a little over a half decade. 29-0 home record for the Tigers, including 5-0 this year. 2-back set, 3 receivers in the formation. King floats it to the end zone, going Jeter's way. He's got it. Did he get the touchdown? No. Last second incomplete, going to the Vista Marietta product, Darius Jeter. And now on 4th down, Jimmy Camacho, interesting story, the highest scoring overall player in junior college, Dan, out to a kick what looks to be around a 35-yard try.
Well, before we talk about Jimmy Camacho, we got to tip our hats to Jeter right there in the end zone, almost coming up with that touchdown right there, but unfortunately being pushed out of bounds.
Hold by Morin, kick on the way, has the distance, and it's good. It's not a touchdown, but the Tigers off of 5 plays cash in with a field goal on the boards, 3-0 with 11:16 to go here in the opening stanza.
RCC coming out that first drive, very balanced, a little bit of running, a little bit of passing, nothing over the top. We didn't see any trickery or anything like that. It's just RCC talent against Ventura's defense.
Well, Ventura ranked number 1 in the state with a +18 turnover differential, and that obviously was one of the very many reasons why Ventura is in here today with a chance to face off against Mount Sac. But very early, a fumble, and that leads to points if you're the Tigers.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the Pirates are down, and it's going to get a whole lot tougher as the game progresses. This RCC group is a super confident bunch tonight.
You know, Ventura is going to have to mount a comeback without their starting halfback as Aaron Stanton is out due to injury. High end over end kick. Camacho will send it out to the goal line. And out on the return is Harris. Out across the 20. Has room. A convoy in front. Off to the races. When he's even, he's leaving. Harris to the 20. And he's gone for the touchdown. 7-3 now.